Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here.
Hello everyone, this is the interview queen Alicia too.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
This is Benji.
This is the Callahan Death Machine in the draw, and the face of Impact Wrestling, Sammy Callahan.
The one and only chocolate Thunder Willie Mack.
This is Shreddy Breck, aka Mr. Clangin' and Bangin'.
And you're listening to...
You are listening to...
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious. Hey, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Broken but Glorious. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by returning one of your favourite guests for us to have on, the host of the What Do You Call It podcast, George Buka. How you doing this evening, George?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Not 100%, but I've come on the show, and every time 100%. I do make an appearance on the show, by the way, Lance always goes missing. He's got an excuse. Lance, mate, I'm waiting for this opportunity for us to debate not just wrestling, but mostly football, because I think there's some unfinished business between us two. But I am here. I'm glad that I'm one of your favourite guests, and thank you for inviting me again. I always enjoy your show.
All right, so a few days ago, the 2022 Wrestle Observer Awards were announced. We're not going to go through every award because there's loads of them, but I thought if we touch on the ones, maybe there was some nice surprising. We'll discuss which ones we thought could have won. Because I thought it was just all Dave Meltzer's opinion, but it looks like it's the
readers of the Wrestling Observer News. Yeah, but let's not pretend that he doesn't have some kind of influence in terms of who wins, who doesn't, because they are supporters and obviously subscribers to his own Wrestling Observer. You know, I'm not saying he's rigging them. Not saying that at all. Before I've actually pissed some people off because I tweeted about Tony Khan's tweet. I quote tweeted it. Tony Khan celebrate being Book of the Year, or I think it was actually AEW's official account. And I thought it'd be funny. I put in quotation mark, Ariel Hawani, what he said the other week.
Yeah.
And I put, unbiased journalism, something like that. I can't remember word for word what he said. So I quoted it. Some people got some good reaction, but some people got really fucked off with it. And I still find it funny. So yeah, cry all you want. But yeah, let's have a read through. Let's see who's won, and let's pretend to be shocked at some of the answers.
So we'll start right at the top. So Wrestler of the Year was Jon Moxley. How Roman Reigns didn't win Wrestler of the Year, I have no idea.
Honestly, it's violence, isn't it? Not to take away from Jon Moxley.
I love Jon Moxley.
No, love's not a word I'd use. I respect his passion for the wrestling business, and
I've always been a fan of his.
Every week, and we're supposed to have his time off, and he wrestled because of the whole all-out scrum. He stayed. He loves AEW. We can all see that. But I think in terms of his drawing ability, him being an actual star, the actual matches he has, not to say every single match he's had has been terrible. Far from it, but him bleeding every fucking week, I'm pretty sure about 70% of the matches that he had last year, he bled in them. I think, for me, you don't need to do it all the time. It really does take away from when blood actually happens in a match, especially when you're doing it to yourself, you're bleeding.
Well, you turn out of the head like Dusty or Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, I'm surprised his forehead is not looking as bad as New Jackson, like you said, Abdullah and Dusty Rhodes. He's got quite a good forehead, so fair play to him, Moxley. I mean, there's an award for that. You'd win that straight away. But
apparently that's why the AEW game's been rejected, because it had too much blood in it to make a team rating, which they wanted it
no
to
way.
So they've had to go back to the developers, tell them to tone it down a bit so they can get this team rating through.
You can get thumbtacks in it as well.
Yeah, well, Kenny Omega's really disappointed. He said it looked like the way it looked like a war zone. It looked like it's like blood everywhere. It was like you could have a match like that. But can't you just have a turn blood off button in the options? Yeah,
like you do. I don't know if you still get them in WWE games. I haven't played an actual 2K game in ages. But you had the option blood on or blood off. That was it. But I think they're just overreacting if that is the case, if that is true. But going back to Moxley, look, I think he's got his fan base. He works hard. Maybe it's just because I am genuinely a massive, massive Roman Reigns fan. And I think what he's done for the business in terms of SmackDown and his drawing ability and the numbers have just been consistently getting better, especially when he appears in them. he has that aura. That
You just see
I don't think
the
anyone-
numbers on Raw when Roman is on. They announced Roman's going to be on Raw. The amount of
He
viewership
is
it goes
a
up.
star, like an actual superstar. He's probably the biggest superstar they've had since Cena in his prime, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he's a proper showcase as well. He's like he doesn't have to wrestle every week.
No,
To be on the show every week.
I like that though. I really do, because when they do wrestle, you want to tune in. You appreciate them more. And that's kind of the problem I have with Chris Jericho, like the fact that he is on fucking Dynamite every single week, then doing commentary on Rampage every single week. And it just takes away that speciality that he is. He should be an attraction, a draw. But
that's what it was. Back in the day, you didn't see the champion every week. You saw the champion on pay-per-views.
I mean, not Brock Lesnar bad, because he took the fucking piss.
Yeah, they'll be on every. Yeah, they wouldn't be on every week. You might see an interview, backstage interview with the champion, but you didn't have a match every week or defended this championship every week.
I just think Roman Reigns and the feuds and the matches he's had, like even the one with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I was going to say Money in the Bank, but SummerSlam. Oh, that's fantastic! It looks like a bloody crane, and oh man, it was crazy. The match of Drew. I mean, I was there. I thought that was incredible. Match of Matt Riddle.
That's fun.
That's brilliant. Like just a SmackDown match. I thought, wow, you guys have no right to have a match that good on free TV.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I watch Japanese wrestling because the other three people on the list are Will Ospreay, Okada, and
Ospreay's fucking awesome. I don't watch much New Japan anymore. It's just finding the time, like especially podcasting and work and just social life. And when I do watch wrestling and finding time for that sort of brand, but Ospreay is incredible. What I did see of his matches and the highlights, like even the match he had with Nick Wayne, he was like 16 or 17 years old.
Oh, he's sick.
That was brilliant.
Ospreay I just don't know where I'd fit New Japan in, because it was 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, and 2 hours of
Then you got
Dynamite,
NXT if you do watch it, and then you watch because you watch a lot of live wrestling as well. In your near your place.
And do podcasts and wrestling training.
Yeah, if there's a big show like what did I watch? Yeah, Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay.
Oh, we watched that. That's the only match from Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, it was actually the only match I watched as well. But that match was fucking brilliant. It was a match of the year contender.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it. Probably my second favourite match of the year so far. Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns is number one for me. That's another thing as well about Roman Reigns is the storytelling in the matches.
Yeah, Carter and I don't know. I can't pronounce Japanese names. Shirari.
Carter.
Shirari.
No, I'm stuck on that one. Not even going to attempt it. Just
yeah. I don't know anything about.
Rollins should be up there for me. Rollins had a brilliant year last year.
Yeah,
thought he was great.
Yeah, so it finished Moxley, then Reigns, then Ospreay, Okada, and Shirari. The top five.
That's the difference between. I think then. What was that, mate?
I'm not sure what the difference between best wrestler of the year and most outstanding wrestler of the year is.
I think outstanding would be like the match quality. So I think the one you just mentioned, I think that's the Luther's Ric Flair. So they're basically like the guy.
Yes.
Whereas the outstanding wrestler would be like a Rollins or an Ospreay or even Daniel Bryan.
Ospreay won this one.
Yeah, that's fair. I got no complaints. I just think what I saw of him last year, the match of Orange Cassidy. Holy shit.
I love that, man. When they announced that, I was like, I didn't see how this is going to work, but as it came on, I was like, I loved it.
I think everyone wanted Omega and Ospreay. Everyone wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that show was going to suck just because the build-up was so bad, but it ended up being a really good show.
Probably my favourite pay-per-view last year.
I'm going to say Clash at the Castle, but I'm being biased.
You were there.
Exactly. When it comes to the show of the year, we might have to skip it because I'm going to say I'm going to be biased. So, yeah, Ospreay. I think Ospreay's fair. Maybe Rollins. Probably in my top two. Them guys.
Yes, the nominations were Ospreay, Danielson, Okada, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and John Moxley.
He's flying at the moment, Speedball, Mike Bailey. Like, I saw him live about 7 years ago, and he actually had a match with Ospreay. And I never heard.
Now he can wrestle in America again because he got
banned. He was banned for like 5 years. Crossing the borders like he was from Canada, wasn't he? He's brilliant. He's literally getting on everyone's radar at the moment. He's doing well on Impact, and he's actually a really nice person. And I'm really happy for his success.
I don't think we could argue this tag team of the year, FTR, the amount of belts they won this year.
Usos, in my opinion,
Usos, yeah.
FTR had the brilliant series with the Briscoes. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Mm-hmm. But I feel, besides that and a really good match with the Briscoes, feel it wasn't necessarily a year where I say, okay, it was FTR who dominated the year. For me personally, if it was Usos, they wrestled everyone, every tag division, all the matches. I felt they're going to actually lose this match. This is going to be the time.
Yeah, I kind of think the Usos have been too caught up on the Bloodline storyline for them to be like. I know they've been tag team champions for ages.
No, that's fair. I mean, even matches with like Street Profits, they were brilliant. I would probably say top two would probably be FTR and Usos. It's all about how you want to position them.
These had the Usos as fourth. Had the Briscoes and then Young Bucks, and then the Flames were five.
I'm not going to say anything because, we know runs it. By the way, if anyone does moan about this, I'm not saying it's Meltzer rigging it. It's just because the audience, might be a bit biased towards AW. Maybe I'm just being what do they call them? A Fed lover.
Fed.
Something like that. Yeah, some shit.
Fed head. Is that what you're?
Fed head. Anyone calls me a Fed on Twitter, not because I'm offended, I will just block you. I'd say probably Usos or FTR.
Promotion of the year, AEW, Stardom.
Bullshit. Let me get second to Japan.
The fourth was Japan. Stardom was second. Then WWE was third. And then UFC was fifth. I was like, what?
WWE did record-breaking numbers last year. The show's improved. The ratings have gone up. Yeah. The match quality got better. The story's 10. And I'm not saying it's all because Triple H, but
it's just made sense this year. I think we've put a lot of faith in Triple H as well. When things aren't going 100% like how we'd want it, we got to get at least. We remember 2018 NXT and we're like, yes, he's done it before.
Black and gold. Which wasn't for everyone, by the way. I mean, that actually lost more money than it made. People forget that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the actual concept was superb. Like, it was some of my best times of being a wrestling fan. It was during the Black and Gold era, seeing it live.
They had like world-class stars, probably on world-class money.
Yeah.
In front of 300 tons of viewers.
And it's just how they got introduced, and the special entrances and takeovers, and even the TV and the commentary and the fans, and just a brilliant time to be a fan.
I loved it. That's my favorite.
I absolutely loved it, man. I'll get sad thinking about it now. I'm going to cry.
I loved it, yeah. Kind of, yeah.
But I disagree with AEW being number one. I just think in terms of the ratings, look at how bad the drop-off's been for Rampage.
I can't remember. I know Dynamite's going to go.
They started off over 1 million.
Yeah,
I think it was over 1 million. Seeing Punk's Homecoming, which brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
There was some great moments in AEW last year, but I'm still thinking the Bloodline storyline and stuff and WWE.
I do think that they discount a lot of. I don't know. I don't think it's actually officially a calendar year. I could be wrong. So someone do.
It says 2022.
Yeah,
I know the.
I remember seeing Dave saying
the PWI is from like July.
That's like August and July. Yeah. PWI is. I think they base it just. I think it's more how you're booked and how you're positioned on the card and how long you've been a champion.
PWI is proper kayfabe. Yeah, it's all.
I kind of like that a little bit. A little bit cake. We don't have to know all the ins and outs But I like actually seeing wrestlers get excited about their position when they're in the top 500. I think it's quite cool, and it gives someone that you may have never heard of an opportunity.
Due to Tom Cedrosi got signed on the basis they came number 500.
Yeah.
And Vince said, "I'll make number 500 a star." And he was it the Garbage Man or whatever he was called on.
The Garbage Man beat Triple H. Yeah. In the new generation, I bet Triple H, like you just know for a fact, like someone mentioned it. Dig the dumpster. Jersey. Oh man, I love him as a guest.
The 1994 Rumble?
No, 96 Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, so he beats him to get the number 30 number, but Triple H actually lasts really long. Duke's did it for like
minutes.
A minute. That's the first Royal Rumble I ever watched live. Show my age.
I didn't watch it live, but I think
I wasn't really supposed to stay up late.
We recorded. I'm going back to the day when it used to be on Sky Movies, the pay-per-views. We recorded
40.99.
Yeah. The 93 Rumble on it on VHS.
It's a fun show, man. Steiner Brothers against the Beverleys. I love that match. I love the Beverly Brothers. Don't care what anyone says. Brilliant tag team. Just the entrance. And then you had the Genius as well with them. Fuck, he died, didn't he?
Yeah, I was just trying to defend Macho Man at the end. I was like, he must have been concussed or something while he getting pinned.
The Royal Rumble, big Yoko. Like I get like he's gonna struggle to pick him up, but the fact that he goes for a pin and then gets thrown out like a complete idiot. Yeah. Wow. If anyone hasn't seen the Rumble, by the way, I mean we might just spoil who wins it, but it's worth just skipping to the end. watching that elimination because it's
I
one
don't
of the
think you can spoil
funniest.
something that's 30 years old.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. But yeah, no, that's. Oh, definitely. I'm doing a Bray Wyatt now. Just waffling on now. I'm going back to what I said. Something I hate what I've become.
Weekly TV show. They've got Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Raw
Right,
doesn't
so
even make the
this
top
one,
5.
I can't really dismiss it too much. While I wasn't really happy with AEW being promotion of the year and whatever,
I do
you
enjoy
would
Dynamite.
get some really fucking good matches on Dynamite.
So I enjoy Dynamite. We watch Rampage every week, but I can't really remember much that happens. It normally starts with a strong match.
This is Rampage.
And then, and then
That's all
Mark
night.
Henry
And Jericho
does
shouting all fucking
earns
30
his
minutes.
£30,000 a week, whatever he does, by just saying it's time for the main event.
But I'd say probably SmackDown, but I don't necessarily disagree because Raw was really unwatchable at one point. A lot of last year, Raw was pretty bad. I can't deny it. SmackDown was fairly consistent, but it lacked when Roman wasn't on it for a lot of the year. You would notice, like, I don't know, it felt like I missed him. But then I think with the Sami Zayn storyline, when that come into play, you didn't really miss Roman. They still like referencing him and talking about him, and he'd be on the phone, that sort of thing. It wasn't really impacted too much. And Sami Zayn's actually proven to be a draw, so is Jey Uso.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling came 5th, so Nick.
No, that's it, Impact.
Also,
I can't have mouth for Impact.
Let's get back on TV and I'll be able to watch it. I don't want to.
It's on DAZN, mate. DAZN. They like me to tell you this and your listeners because they like me mentioning it. But yeah, DAZN
it's not fun
and the Impact app. Just so you know. But yeah, no, it's not the worst thing. I think they do have like a really good roster, but I think sometimes the first thing you see is like Tommy Dreamer's still there and Bully Ray's back, and that's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea. You just see two old guys, but we've got some really good talent. Joe Hendry
versus Moose looked like a fun match.
It did. I only saw the clip. I'm probably going to like properly watch the show, no surrender. But the bit when Moose flips him off and Joe Hendry replies with the Dreamcast open. I thought that was superb. Like, fair play. That cracked me up when I saw it on Twitter.
So we're going to go to the other end and do some of the worst ones now, just to see.
I'm buzzing for that.
So 2022 worst gimmick. Your favourite tag team? Maximum Male Models?
I didn't agree with it, but it was pretty ropey to begin with when it was. I love
the way
was it next to me?
This is Mansoor. No, your name is Mansoor. Mace.
No, it is Mansoor. Yeah, I can't remember.
Marseille.
I actually enjoyed the videos that they upload on YouTube. The ones that don't actually make TV, they're pretty funny and how they are on social media. They're proper invested to the character, but that didn't happen until late in the year. So I do see where the listeners are coming from.
I think Mace he's thrown himself into this. He was amazing in it. I did like LA Knight being in it. I thought it was a bit silly. But
yeah, I think we literally just see him on TV as LA Knight. And then he's just like, oh, I'm a model now. And, oh, come on. It just didn't suit him. But that was a Vince. That just stunk on Vince, didn't it? But I think they've turned around. I think next year they won't get as many nominations as they did last year. It took a while for people to kind of appreciate the gimmick, I believe.
Kip Sabian's in this. I like Kip Sabian's gimmick. And
really?
Joe
Gacy terrible. Who?
Joe Gacy and the Schism.
Oh, no, I'm not a big fan of it. I've got some mates that are like they really, really like Joe Gacy and Schism. I just hate what they've done.
I just don't like the names they've given.
Yeah, like you got Rock's daughter in it and Zach Gibson. The Scouser.
Was it Riff Fowler?
You know he chose that, don't you? You know 100% he chose that name, especially with the flat Fowler. Obviously, him being a Scouser. Fair play to him. You still there?
Yeah, I'm just can't remember.
I was like,
Uncle Howdy came second, and Bray Wyatt came 5th.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't really like the Uncle Howdy stuff, but yeah, I think number one, best gimmick. Sami Zayn,
yes.
Has to be. No arguments for me. Next, I think we all agree with that. It's been tremendous. Him being
Danhausen 3rd. I don't mind Danhausen, but
I really like Danhausen, but I don't think
he's the 3rd best gimmick.
Nah. But saying that, I'm trying to think he's been better.
The Acclaimed are good. They came second. Bloodline.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Acclaimed. I love the Acclaimed. As they say, the Acclaimed have arrived. They're brilliant, and they've really improved. I know I've actually just spoiled one of the awards. I mean, that I think you can just talk about that one already. Most improved, the Acclaimed. I think they've really gelled as a tag team. They've come a really far way. They've just dumped together at one point.
Yeah, they were. I didn't realize. I thought that I didn't know much about them beforehand, so I thought they'd been a tag team on the Indies.
Well, Boris was close to going to NXT.
Mhm.
And then he chose, sorry, that's me sipping my tea because I'm not 100%, as you can clearly hear it in the voice. But yeah, Boris was supposed to go WWE. Max Caster was Bobby Lashley's sister.
He was.
I'm surprised that's not been referenced in AEW because they do love referencing WWE, not WCW.
If one of his opponents is Danny, he'd be rapping about it all the time.
You just know, don't you? I was surprised they didn't make any digs about Eric Hawani when he, called Tony Khan the Snowman and sort of just went off on one on Twitter. I was expecting like 20,000 digs, just from a bit of a high number, but you get the point.
Yeah. Tony Khan won Promoter of the Year and Booker of the Year.
Bullshit. I don't know. I think I'll probably sound biased, but I'm not. I've just got to say Triple H, in my opinion.
Oh, Triple H.
Just what a turnaround that he's had. Especially with the bloodline stuff. But then again, I'm not saying that Tony Khan's been absolutely horrendous. I mean, the MJF CM Punk feud was brilliant. That was fantastic. The Rise of the Acclaimed, them winning the titles. That was really good. Jamie Hayter winning the title finally. Mm-hmm. I still think maybe they should have pulled the trigger on Britt turning on her, but fans still seem invested. So that's just my opinion. There have been positives. So where Triple H took over August? So that's 3 months.
4 months.
Yeah, so I kind of understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think it's how you look at the calendar year and who Tony Khan still brought in. Yes, we had CM Punk return, had the moment where he won the title. A bit weird booking though that was, and he was injured and he wasn't. And then obviously the media scrum now, and then that was just
WWE won Worst Promotion of the Year.
That's bullshit. When you've got control your narrative.
That's what I was trying to think. I couldn't think of it. I was like, control your creative. I couldn't think what they were called. Control your narrative.
I'm sorry, but when control your narrative is actually, I know they came third or fourth.
Came third, yeah.
When they are being nominated and WWE wins it, that's the problem I have with the audience, in my opinion, when it comes to being biased and how much you do genuinely hate WWE, despite them putting on good shows last year. And I actually watched the full show of Control Your Narrative. It was a pile of shit, but it was.
I've only heard Top 10 Wrestling on YouTube's review of them. But if you want, that's fine.
I don't know. Messaged him, a wrestler from it messaged him. It was just like, man, what the hell? He really is sticking with this gimmick. He's really into it. And the part of me wants to admire his passion, but part of me thinks he just needs like a bit of reality check, and someone close to him should actually be a real friend and tell him this is fucking stupid. Please stop doing it. You are embarrassing yourself.
Everybody who was part of the first show is now back in WWE, so it's like they didn't care about it that much.
Oh no, it's some of it was really funny, but that's not the intention. And then when they had the room as well, when you go in a room with Austin Aries and you can shout abuse at him for like 2 minutes, and you pay like $100 or something. I remember seeing the Twitter video. We have to find it after this interview. Oh man, honestly, it's so funny. I'll send it to you when I find it. Hopefully, it's still up. It's fucking. Oh, sorry, next door.
Worst match of the year was Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree. I can't argue.
Ric Flair's final match was second. I only saw the highlights of that, but I did look.
I like the entrances for that. I think Jeff Jarrett worked his ass off, and I think I actually found a tiny bit of enjoyment from it because it was so bad.
How much you enjoying Jeff Jarrett's current run in AEW? I'm not a big fan of Jeff Jarrett, but I'm kind of liking.
I love Jeff Jarrett, but I'm actually opposite. I don't know. I think watching TNA. I think Lethal was a brilliant worker. Like his match with Mark Briscoe, the tribute for Jay Briscoe. I thought that was really good. Really enjoyed that. And the fact that the men's
Royal Rumble came fourth. How did that come fourth? So that should be the worst match of the year.
Really? Compared to Vince and Pat McAfee? Nah, disagree. The men's Royal Rumble was terrible. I don't disagree with you on that one.
I've watched it like 3 times and I still can only get... The only thing I can remember is Shane.
No, I've had to laugh at you. I watched it twice because I wanted to see if it was that bad, and it was horrendous. It's one of the worst Royal Rumbles of all time.
Well, Isaac's obsessed with Rumble, so we watched Rumbles just on repeat.
It's really bad. It was a horrific match. Terrible booking.
Worst show of the year, Raw?
I was going to go Rampage.
I'll go Rampage as well. It's pretty bad.
Probably Rampage. If you're judging Raw on the first half of the year, I would actually agree. I think it's going back to what I said. Triple H's takeover was in August, September. I don't know the official date, but Raw was at one point unwatchable. So I'm fine with that. No issues with that. And Rampage is only like an hour, so 3 hours long. So yeah, I'll call the fans that one.
Yeah. Worst major pay-per-view.
This one,
Rumble.
I agree. I think AEW's book has been questionable, but 9 times out of 10, their actual shows will be pretty good.
And then best show was Forbidden Door, which I loved.
We're not going to go into detail. I think we explained earlier. Clash of the Castle for me, because I was there. But it was a really good show. It was brilliant. Oh, God. Fuck right off, mate. Right, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else because that. Fifth. SummerSlam was good. WrestleMania Night 1 was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Forbidden Door was brilliant. I can't deny it. I really enjoyed it. It's a good show.
Best non-wrestler was Paul Heyman.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. I agree. I agree with that.
Second was Willie Regal, which I really liked his stint.
I wasn't blown away. I love Regal, man, and I feel so bad for saying this, but I wasn't really blown away by him in AEW.
Rookie of the Year, Braun Breaker.
Hard to argue. I think a lot of people want to say Logan Paul. Logan Paul was fantastic.
He's only had 2 matches.
But yeah, he only had 2 or 3 matches. I mean, they were all superb. But Braun Breaker, in terms of doing it every week, carrying the title, being the face of the brand, and he's only been wrestling for like, what, a year and a half, 2 years max. I think it's less than that.
I'd have had Solo Sikoa there, so he's been wrestling.
He's cool. I like him.
Yeah.
The fact that like the Samoan Spike's come back as a lethal move makes me happy. I love them up.
Is there any more you want to discuss?
I think we've gone through most of them, man. I can't remember what the match of the year was.
Match of the year is a match I haven't seen, so I'd blow right past that to New Japan matches.
It's okay. It's a card of an Ospreay, isn't it? I believe it was.
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was a good match, but I didn't think it was either men's best match, to be honest. But the fans of New Japan. So
mine was Gunther versus Sheamus. That was my favourite match.
That was brilliant. I mean, oh man, being there live for that match was just so good. I'll take that to the grave for me, man. That or probably this one won't really get mentioned by anyone, but because I was there and I didn't expect it, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, for the vacant UK title. It was the last show ever as well, and just being there, a really good match. I really loved it. I just talking about it now.
Yeah, have you heard anything more about NXT Europe? I've not seen anything.
Nah, I've not heard anything about it, man. I don't think they're going to do it, but I know Triple H really does love doing shows in the UK, so we kind of have to have our fingers crossed. But it won't be just in the UK, I think, with this idea that I've read. So I don't really know much more about it.
I was really looking forward to it. I was a bit gutted that Progress got sucked off the networks. My big prediction for the year was Lance was going to appear on the WWE network. And then the next day,
Lance will be in Progress. Like it's going to happen. I know Lee McAteer's got a big fan of him as well.
He is, yeah.
And it's going to happen. Good for Lance. I mean, actually, we're going to end this with a compliment to Lance. I think he deserves it. I'll be happy to see him. It may not be the network, but he'll still be in Progress wrestling this year.
Yeah, well, I'm going to see him wrestle in 2 weeks against Joey Hayes.
That'll be my opportunity then. I'll be able to see him then. I do need to do a show up north. I really do. I think
definitely.
I talked to you guys enough now. So hopefully I get VIP treatment. What me the promoters are in.
Yeah, I would have to go to...
I was going to go to Ireland. It was to show the
Rumble.
No. Man, memories fucking medication's kicking in. Fire Gentlemen Society, their evening, an evening with them where they just talk.
Oh yeah, that was on last Thursday.
Yeah, I was going to go to it, man, but I just I spent too much in Newcastle. And just other things.
I did plan to go, but then my brother was like, "Do you want to go to the pub and watch United versus Barcelona?" I was like,
"Oh, Tommy doesn't listen to this."
I think me and my brother don't get to go out with each other that often.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. I get you. I'm like that. My brother, like, anytime I get the opportunity to spend time with him, I'll pretty much cancel whatever I've got lined up. Shout out to him, by the way. Yeah, I'm like that. But yeah, that's me done for the awards, mate. I don't think there's anything else that really stands up to me. I think we've kind of gone through the main ones.
Yeah, cool.
Nothing was really shocked to anyone.
Do you want to promote your social media and anything you've got coming up in the near future?
Yeah, go for it, man. Well, should actually have an interview lined up next week with a wrestling legend called Baby Doll. If you watch the NWA, Classic Wrestling, you'll know who she is. So I should, fingers crossed, that should be coming out next week. In terms of what I have lined up, end of next month or the future, going past that interview, if you follow me on Twitter at Buka, Buka, Mania89. And you can keep up to date with me and my podcast, who I'm going to have lined up. Maybe some Blast of the Past. They're pretty good. So I may have not had the following as I had previously. I sort of will sometimes use clips from old interviews, and people will be interested to listen to the older interviews. So
Yeah.
you'll see what I've got lined up. But in general, just trying to stay safe, get rid of this illness that I have at the moment. I do actually feel better compared to how I felt yesterday. So that is a good thing. And then hopefully by the end of the week, I'm back to normal. And it's the weekend where I'll get to go.
My 7-year-old offered to replace you and Lance if you weren't well enough. I was like, okay.
No way.
So, yeah, Isaac, you can do the prediction.
I mean, Lance would prefer that. I know Lance can listen to this, and Lance would be like, "Oh, it'd be better than George, wouldn't it?" And there's me just like, "Oh, you won the Carlin Cup, Mickey Mouse trade, right? No one cares. We're gonna win the fucking league." Chris, thank you for having me on. I hope to be back soon. It's been too long. I've had you on the show before, but I wish you all the best as well. Keep up to date you on Facebook.
Yes.
That's it for me, which the listeners will be glad to hear. And that's myself. Yeah, that's me done, man.
We'll have to do interview exchanges again. That was fun doing it the other year. So, yeah. And if you like our show, please follow us on Twitter. It's BBG Wrestling. Same on Instagram. Brand new on Instagram, so give us a follow. And on Facebook. And hear us next week. I'm not sure how we're going to do might just do one big review of Revolution or break it up how we have been doing it. I'm not sure. It depends how the show is. If it's cool enough, we'll just do one big review, because I do like to do one big. I like to review every match on AEW shows. But good night. I'll see you next week.
Take care, everyone. Peace.